everybody, and thank you for stopping by Rakshita's Recipes. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make some boiled egg burji. This is a great breakfast idea, as well as you can use, take this to your office or give it to your kids in their tiffin box. It's super simple, very few ingredients, quick and easy to make. That's my motto, right? Rakshita's Recipes, quick and easy and delicious recipes. So if you like today's recipe, then don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up by clicking the thumbs up icon. Also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already by just hitting the red subscribe button. It's completely free. And once you have subscribed, just click the little bell that you see there. So every time I put up a new video, you'll get a message for the same. So guys, let's start making today's boiled egg burji. So for our ingredients, we're going to require these hard-boiled eggs. I'm using about 4 of them. Stick till the end of the video to see how I prepare these hard-boiled eggs. Besides that, I require half a teaspoon of cumin powder or jeera powder. You can just roast the jeera and grind it in your mixer. Then I require half a teaspoon of pepper powder. I did the same. I just took some few black peppercorns, roasted them and ground them. Then I have used about half a teaspoon of coriander powder or dhania powder. So I have a video in which I've prepared all these in a little bigger quantity and stored them. I'll leave a link below. Then I require half a teaspoon of Kashmiri red chili powder. This adds a lovely color to this dish. Besides that, I'm also using about half a teaspoon of red chili powder for the spice. You can alter it to about quarter teaspoon if you don't want it very spicy. Then I'm also going to be adding about 1/4 teaspoon of garam masala. This is homemade. I'll leave a link below of how I prepare my homemade garam masala. Besides this, I'm also using about quarter teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi powder and some salt to taste. Now, these are all the dry ingredients that we're going to be using, all the powder masalas. Now, besides this, I'm also going to be chopping up some fresh coriander. Now, what I like to do with coriander is always soak it in some water to which about a teaspoon of salt has been added. And I like to keep it aside for about 10 minutes and then drain off all the grime and dirt and then give it a thorough wash. And then I like to chop it up. So this is about roughly half a cup of chopped coriander. Now here I have one onion, a medium-sized onion. I've washed the onion and now I'm just going to peel it up, cut off all the ends, and I'm going to chop it up nice and fine. So I'm using a red onion. If you don't have access to red onions, you can use white onions or any of the onions that you have in your home or your pantry, and chop it up fine. Now I'm also going to be chopping up one light green chili, which I've washed, and I'm going to chop it up nice and fine. Now that we have all our ingredients, let's get started with preparing this amazing boiled egg burji. So here I'm heating about 1 tablespoon of oil in a pan. Once my oil is nice and hot on a medium to low flame, I'm going to be adding up my chopped green chili. I'm going to let this fry a little bit so that it flavors the oil with the chili. Now I'm going to be adding my chopped up onion. Now we're going to fry this onion till it becomes nice and translucent. Once that is done, we're going to add all our powders, starting with turmeric, red chili powder. Add that and mix it in well. Next, we're going to be adding the coriander powder and the cumin powder. Now we're going to add our roasted black pepper powder and Kashmiri chili powder and a little bit of garam masala. We're going to fry all of this well. And now we're going to add our hard-boiled eggs. What I've done is I've just chopped it up into cube-sized bits. And then we're going to mix everything really very well together. Now we're going to add some salt to taste. Again, mix in well. And then all we have to do is just garnish it with some lovely chopped up coriander or cilantro. And your boiled egg bhurji is all ready. This goes really well with some pav or some rotis, chapatis. It's an amazing breakfast idea. I also have a recipe for egg masala. I will leave a link below. So now let me explain to you how I boil these hard-boiled eggs. What I do is I just take about 5 cups of water and add the eggs to the water and bring it to a boil. Now once I let it boil for about 10 minutes completely on a low to medium flame. So keep a timer on your phone or your watch. And once it starts boiling, just turn off the flame. That is, once it boils for 10 minutes, turn off the flame and let the eggs sit in this hot water. So after the water comes to room temperature, you take off the eggs and let them just sit for about another minute or two. And then when they're cool enough for you to handle, you can just peel them. The peel comes off very easily if you follow this method. And these are your perfectly boiled eggs, hard-boiled eggs, which you can use for so many recipes. And what I like to do is I like to just chop it up and keep it aside and then use it in my recipes. So I hope you liked today's recipe. I hope you will give it a try. Do let me know in the comments box below how you liked this recipe. And don't forget, here in a bowl, I've taken 1.5 cup of whole wheat flour. To that, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, some salt to taste, 3 teaspoons of yogurt, and a little bit of water, about 6 to 7 tablespoons, to make a nice, soft, smooth dough. So now you're going to knead this dough, adding a little water at a time, till you get a lovely, super soft consistency. And then you're going to drizzle a few drops of oil, and again knead the dough. And then we're going to cover and keep this dough aside after we kneaded it really well for at least an hour. So just fold it up like this, tuck it in like this, and then just cover and set it aside for at least an hour. Now after an hour, again just knead the dough, and you will see that it has become really super soft and really easy to work with. Now you can keep a pan for heating up on a low to medium flame like you would for a regular roti or chapati. Dust your surface with a little bit of whole wheat flour and take a large lime-sized ball of the dough. And you're going to roll this out to a little bit of a thicker kind of a roll, not as fine as you would with a chapati or a puri, but a little bit thicker. So say to about an inch thickness. And then you're just going to brush a little bit of water, very little water, but evenly brush the water all over the roti. And now we're going to put this on the pan with the moist part facing down. That is the part which you brushed it with water. That is going to be facing down. Just evenly let it stick to the pan. And once you see it it begins to fluff up a little bit, just turn it over. Now increase your flame to high and just cook it. You will see that you have these small bubble kind of, it starts to bubble up immediately. So roast it evenly, see that there's no raw part of it, but that the roti is nicely evenly roasted on a high flame. And then you're just going to cook it on the other side too for about half a minute or so, and then just loosen out the edges and you'll see how nice and roasted it is on the other side. Now just roast it for a little while on the other side too, directly on the pan, and now you're going to just take it out onto the pan, onto a plate. Now you're just going to apply a little bit of butter. You can apply butter or even ghee if you want. And then I like to sprinkle it with a little finely chopped garlic and finely chopped coriander. And that's it, guys. Your whole wheat roti is all ready to enjoy with any of your favorite dishes. So I hope you liked today's recipe. I'll catch you soon. This is Akshata signing off. Bye. A nice ideal breakfast or snack recipe. So to a bowl, I'm going to add 1 cup of rava. I'm using the fine rava or semolina. Then I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. And I'm going to add 1.5 cup of water. So add a little at a time and just whisk it. We want a batter which is very similar to a dosa batter. So mix everything well, and once you've mixed everything well, we are going to set this aside to rest for 15 minutes. So this is the kind of consistency we're looking for. Also, it will be a good time to prepare your steamer. Now after 15 minutes, give it a stir. Then I'm going to add 1 green chili that I've chopped fine. Mix the chili in well. Next, we're going to add some salt to taste. Mix the salt in well too. Next goes just half a teaspoon of oil. Stir everything nicely together. Now I'm going to also prepare my tin in which I'm going to be steaming this rava dokla. So just take a small tin like this and just brush it with some oil. And now when your steamer is completely ready, that's when we're going to add 1 teaspoon of ENO or fruit salts and mix it vigorously till it starts to double in size like this immediately. And then you're going to pour this into your prepared tin. You have to work fast once you add the fruit salts or the ENO. And then we're going to put it into our steamer and steam it for 15 to 20 minutes or until a knife inserted comes out clean. So steam it for 15 to 20 minutes, put a timer, and then let the steamer completely cool down. And you can see that a knife inserted comes out clean. So now once our dokla is completely at room temperature, we're just going to start cutting it into squares. Now because we oiled the tin also, it comes out really easily. And now all we have to do is put a lovely fodni or tadka. So here I have some oil which is nice and hot. To that I'm going to, about 1 tablespoon of oil. To that I'm going to add half a teaspoon of mustard seeds or mori, half a teaspoon of asafoetida or hinga, and half a teaspoon of cumin or jeera. And I've taken 1 green chili and cut it up into 2, and I'm going to add that too. And now we're just going to pour this over this lovely dhokla. And then just spread it out evenly so that it goes to all of the dhokla. So you can use the back of a spoon also. Ensure that the tadka goes to all over the dhokla. So this is an ideal breakfast item, or when anyone's hungry, to prepare. It's so simple and it gets ready also very quickly. And as you've seen, there are very few ingredients in this recipe. And then I'm just going to garnish it with some chopped up coriander or cilantro. And then all we have to do is just demold it, and it comes out really easily. And that's it, guys. Your dhokla is all ready to enjoy. So do give this recipe a try, and do let me know in the comment section how you like this recipe. And I'll catch you in my next video sooner than you think. This is Akshata signing off. Take care, guys. Bye. So we're going to make these lovely, delicious malpuas today. So keep watching Akshata's recipes. So we're going to start by making this sugar syrup, also called as pak. For that, I'm taking about 1 cup of regular sugar, and we're going to be using half a cup of water. Now we're going to add the water to our sugar, and we are going to mix it a little. Then we're going to just keep it on a gas stop or on the heat for about 10 to 15 minutes. Then I have peeled about 4 cardamoms or elaichis and then ground them to a very fine powder. Also, we'll be adding a few strands of saffron or kesar for the lovely color. If you don't have saffron or kesar, you can also use the saffron syrup. So we're going to be adding these saffron strands as well as the elaichi or the cardamom to our pak and simmer it for 15-20 minutes, and this is what it will look like, nice and thick. Now let's start preparing our batter for our malpuas. It's super simple, friends, and it has just few ingredients. So in a bowl, I'm going to be adding about 1 cup of all-purpose flour or maida. To this, I'm going to be adding half a cup of milk powder. Then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of fine rava or semolina, half a teaspoon of fennel seeds or sauf, and mix all of this well. And then we're going to be using about 1 cup of milk, and just keep pouring the milk. You might require to add a little more than a cup, but we want a very smooth batter, almost like a dosa batter or a pancake batter. So for me, 1 cup was okay, but if you require a little more, you can add about 1/4 cup more. But we want a very thick batter like this, and it has to be nice and smooth. Now the fennel seeds add a lovely flavor to this malpua. Now we're going to cover this batter and set it aside for about 15 to 20 minutes. You can also transfer the sugar syrup or the pak to a bowl. And now we're going to heat up some oil for deep frying these malpuas. Now, once your oil is nice and hot, you're just going to take a ladleful or a spoonful of the batter and in a circular motion, just pour it to form a kind of a puri. And then you're just going to fry it on both sides till they're nice and golden brown. I also have a recipe for whole wheat malpuas. I will leave a link for that in my description box below. Please go and check it out. And once your malpua is ready and you've drained the excess oil off, you can just dip it directly into your sugar syrup. So once in this manner, you're going to continue frying the rest of the batter. And as each malpua has nicely soaked in the sugar syrup, you can transfer them onto a plate. So from the amount of batter that I used, I got about roughly 8 malpuas. And they become nice and crispy because we're deep frying them. And then once they're all ready and they have nicely soaked in the sugar syrup, just put them onto a lovely serving dish. And then all we have to do is just garnish them with some chopped nuts. I'm using a mixture of almonds and cashew nuts. You can use pistachios or any nuts that you like. You can have this hot or you can have this cold. So these, friends, are our malpuas all ready. Hi everybody, and welcome back to Akshata's Recipes. Thank you so much for stopping by. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome to my channel. Well, like all my recipes, today's recipe too is going to be quick, easy, yet delicious. So, without much further ado, let's just jump straight ahead into today's recipe. So friends, let's see today's lovely, refreshing and light drink called Piyush. Now here I have some homemade curd, about 2 cups full of homemade curd. I will leave a link of how to make your homemade dahi or curd at home. It's super simple. I have a video for the same. I'll leave a link below. Just click on the link to see how to prepare this homemade curd. Now I'm just going to use this thing called Ravi, which is nothing but a wooden whisk. And I'm going to whisk this curd till it's nice and smooth. Now one way of doing it is you can just count till 100. Basically I'm making some buttermilk, also called tak. So first I'm going to just whisk this with this wooden whisk. You can use a regular whisk too. And I'm just going to be counting till 100 so that way I know that I've got the right consistency I'm looking for. Now, for those of you who don't know what Piyush is something which is made out of buttermilk and a little bit of Shrikanda. And it's a very light and refreshing drink, and it's really good for the summer too. Now, I also have a recipe of how you can make your homemade Shrikanda. So I'll leave the recipe link down in the description box below. You can just go and click for the recipe. Now that I've finished whisking the dahi, I'm going to add some water, say about 3/4 of a cup of water, and I am going to continue whisking this for another 2 to 3 minutes, or again you can count till 100. We're looking for a very light consistency. Now even buttermilk all by itself is also very light and refreshing, especially after a heavy meal. To make your buttermilk more interesting, you can add a little bit of asafoetida or hing and a little bit of salt too and whisk it. Some people do like a little bit of chopped up coriander or cilantro or kothimbeer on the top. You can add that too. So whisking the buttermilk is very, very important so that everything gets, mixed very well and you get a nice consistency. Now at my home, we don't like to have the buttermilk with any cream in it. So I am going to strain this through a strainer. If you like the cream in it, you don't have to do this step. So I've just strained it using a colander. Now I'm going to be adding about 3 to 4 tablespoons of sugar. Now I'm using powdered sugar just to make the process easier. So all I've done is just taken the sugar and just blended it in my mixer to a fine consistency. Now you can adjust the sugar as per your liking. You can add more, you can add less. Now this is some homemade Shrikhanda. Now most of us do have Shrikhanda in our fridges. So if you have some, you can use this to make the piyush, or you can make some fresh Shrikhanda. So I've used about half a cup of Shrikhanda, and I'm going to again whisk this very, very well so that all of the Shrikhanda gets mixed very well with the buttermilk or the tak. For those of you who have never tried piyush before, and if you have all the ingredients available, then please do try it out. This is really an amazing drink. And you can have it nice and chilled. Now just give your mixture a taste to see whether you need to add more Shrikhanda, more sugar, according to your liking. Now I'm just going to be adding a little bit of elaichi powder as well as some nutmeg powder. This is a few strands of saffron or kesha just to make it more interesting. Now I've added the elaichi powder, which is just about half a teaspoon. And now I'm going to grate some nutmeg, also called zaifar. Don't put too much of it because it has a tendency of making one a little bit sleepy. So just add a little bit. I'm adding about 1/4 teaspoon, and it's always good to grate your own fresh nutmeg rather than buying the nutmeg powder. So this piyush is generally had after a meal, and it's really, really delicious. Now you can put your saffron in directly, or you can even soak it in a little bit of tak and then put it. Now just to make the piyush look a little more colorful, I have this saffron syrup. This is totally optional, but I have this ready-made saffron syrup at home. So I just added a little bit of it to give it color. But even the saffron strands, if you soak them for a little while in some warm either in the buttermilk itself or a little bit of warm milk, it will do the trick. And your piyush is all ready. So you can pour them into some glasses and put them in your refrigerator and serve them to your family. I hope you liked today's recipe, and I hope you'll give it a try. Do let me know in the comments section below how you like this easy recipe. And don't forget to go and check out the links of how to make your own Shrikhanda at home and how to make your own dahi and yogurt at home. I will leave the links below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's recipe. I hope you're going to give it a try. Do let me know in the comment section below what you thought of today's recipe. Do share my recipes with family and friends. Spread the word about Akshata's recipes. You can also follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, and I also have my own blog. All links are going to be down in the description box below, as well as the comment section below, as well as today's recipe, the entire recipe with all the ingredients, the exact measurements, the method, everything is going to be in the description box below. So be sure to go and click it. and you can find everything there. Also, don't forget to hit the like button. I need those likes. Just click the thumbs up icon that you see below this video. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit the red subscribe button that you see somewhere below the screen. Once you have subscribed, a little bell icon will pop up. Click that bell. That way, whenever I put up a new video, you will get a message for the same. Also, when I'm online, you can chat with me. You'll get a message that Akshata is online doing a live stream, so you can be a part of the live stream too. So friends, thank you so much for visiting my channel today. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I will catch you in my next video sooner than you think. So I'll sign off, but before signing off, let me tell you my message as usual, which is stay healthy, stay fit, be loving and kind to one another. So till we meet again, this is Akshata signing off. Bye.